You know, it's incredibly difficult to find things to talking about, That's how ridiculous my brain is. It's difficult to find things to talk about because everybody's talking about the same stuff. You go to any channel, it's the same topics. Whatever the hot topic is, everyone's talking about it, giving you their take. And it's done in different ways. So you have people with high presentation, low presentation, middle of the road presentation. But the idea of dressing up a pig doesn't make it anything other than a pig. It's just a well-dressed pig or a medium-dressed pig or a poorly dressed pig. We're all talking about the same nonsense, and it gets incredibly boring to me. And probably why my channel isn't, going to be one of those huge gaming-related channels. So here's what I'm deciding to do, which is what most people, I think, do in general, then pick something. I'm going to go on my phone, type in Xbox News. So let's do that. Xbox News. Search. The first thing that pops up is the case for Xbox Series S, why Microsoft's entry-level console is worth your money. Boom. Let's look at that live. So it says we're almost 9 months in the next generation, blah, blah, blah. Xbox Series X, high demand. We can't find them. Xbox Series S. To be clear, I'm speaking from experience. I pulled the trigger on a Series S late last year when I lucked into an availability window on Amazon. So let's go through this article. So one of the points says it's the perfect Game Pass machine. Now, okay, for $299, it is the perfect Game Pass machine, but so is the Xbox Series X if you're going to spend $499. Right now, there isn't much from a first-party standpoint. And again, everything's going into Game Pass anyway. So I would say that they're both the perfect Game Pass machine, albeit one is $299 hairs and the other is $499 hairs. The next point says the specs are good enough. The performance of the Series S has been largely flawless since day one. My biggest beef is that the Series S only has 512 gigabytes of storage. So I broke down and bought the Seagate expansion card. Yeah, that's $200. So he should have just got a Series X. I don't understand why you would buy a Series S and then spend $500 anyway for a Seagate expansion and then subscribe to Game Pass. But okay, so that's the second reason. The third reason is actually a good one. It says you can actually buy it, which is true. You can actually find this system out of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, which you can't find anywhere unless you're willing to pay some ridiculously mocked up premium. You can find an S, and I did find an S actually on the Xbox One X dashboard under the hardware section of Microsoft Store. It was available. I clicked purchase, and it was here within a day or two, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's the third reason. You can actually buy it, and that's it for this article, so let's go back. Next article is Microsoft Flight Simulator Review from GameSpot. Let's see what they gave it. Let me scroll through this nonsensical review that's way too wordy. All the way to the bottom. That's usually where the score is, right? Believe it or not, I'm still scrolling. A 9, superb. They say the good is the literal recreation of Earth is an impressive technological feat. Plenty, I said feet and then fleet and then feet. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Plenty of generous, what the fuck is wrong with my mouth? Plenty of generous assist options make operating planes approachable. The feeling of flying realistic planes over real-life locations never stops being spectacular. They have a bad, and there's only one underneath the bad section, technically demanding, significant loading times, and occasional performance drops are common, but okay. So that's that one. Let's scroll back, and there's an article about the Xbox Series X stock later today, or being back in stock later today. I'm sure that's going to be sold out really quickly. Then it says this might be the ultimate gaming display for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. And it looks like a PC monitor, which we're going to skip because who the hell wants to sit in front of an Xbox Series console or a PlayStation 5 with a monitor rather than a giant 70-inch 4K TV? So, all right. Next up, let's search PlayStation 5. Let's see what comes up. PlayStation 5 news, excuse me. PlayStation 5 news. All right, get ready. Massive PlayStation 5 restock coming this week, according to a reliable tipster. All right, no thank you. Want to buy a PlayStation 5? Befriend a bot. That's an actual article. That's from the New York Times. I'm going to skip that because anything that references bots gets me angry. PlayStation 5 Amazon UK restock tomorrow. Not in the UK, so I don't care. If you're a PlayStation 5 owner, you get 6 months of Apple TV Plus for free. Okay, that's kind of like the deal that Microsoft was doing with Disney Plus. And I know a lot of people said that was desperation. They're doing these deals because they're not selling a lot. What do you think about that, though? PlayStation 5 is doing a deal with Apple TV for 6 months, so that pretty much shoots that ridiculous console war argument out the window. Dead Space 5 remake headed to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. EA confirms. Now, what's curious about this title is it does not mention the Xbox Series S, but it has to be coming there, yeah. Including Sony's PlayStation 5, Microsoft Xbox Series X, and Series S. You know, it's interesting. Every article, every title I see that mentions the PlayStation 5, or any article in general that mentions Xbox, they're always saying Xbox Series X. It's almost like the Series S doesn't exist, and most people just want to forget about it, which is strange to me because Microsoft's really pushing it at that $299 price point. So, I mean, this is literally what I believe people do. They go through, they search news, they find an article, they pick one, and they go crazy with it and try and expand upon it in ways that you really shouldn't, because some of these articles are literally a minute long. I mean, if you're reading them, they're a couple of paragraphs and that's it. So, let's see. Death Stranding's director's cut will expand on the Strand system as game passes. Hold on, what does it say? 5 million copies sold, which is actually really good for Death Stranding. Let's look at this. This comes from IGN. So, speaking in an interview with Game Industry Biz, Kojima Productions head of publishing Jay Bohr confirmed that the game will expand on the system with its upcoming launch on PlayStation 5. It's not clear exactly how. Blah, blah, blah. Death Stranding's core component is its social strand system. I mean, it was pretty cool. If you played the game, you can see people leaving things in the world for you to sort of help you get by. So, you know, you get to a point, you don't know what to do, you figure it out. You can leave like a ladder somewhere for somebody. They see your name, they could hit like. That's pretty cool, I guess. Let's see. We know that the director's cut will add new features to Death Stranding, including the likes of a cargo catapult, which would presumably be a structure that can appear in other players' games through the Strand system. All right, great. With Death Stranding being the first title developed out of Kojima Productions, from a sales perspective, it has performed quite well, he said. As of March 2021, Death Stranding has sold through over 5 million units worldwide on PlayStation 4 and PC. So that's pretty good for a brand new IP and one that was kind of polarizing. So let's see, anything else I can find here in this quick little search for gaming news? Should PlayStation 5 be worried about the Steam Deck? The answer to that is no. We're going to skip that. God of War's Kratos voice actor will play Black Panther in Marvel's Avengers. Okay, that makes sense. Blah, blah, blah. What else? Nothing else here. So let's do a quick search for Nintendo news around the web. The Nintendo 3DS just got its newest update after 9 months. Wow. Okay. Nintendo says more Animal Crossing New Horizon free content is in development for 2021, and that's a game, you know, I suggest you try it out. If it's not your kind of game, I get it, but it's one of those games that you just go back into, and especially because it syncs up with the actual world you're in. So if it's hot or cold or rainy or snowing, you go into your world that you created, the island that you created, and it matches wherever you are in the world. Same thing with holidays and things like that. All right, let's see. What else? There's not much in the way of Nintendo news. Oh, wait, it turns out the foam pads in the Zelda Joy-Con controllers aren't new. Okay, I don't care about that. I don't know why anybody would. What else? Oh, here you go. Nintendo leak reveals scrapped Wii games, including a Metroid title. So I'm really interested in the Metroid game coming and the Metroid Prime trilogy coming. I hear that that's done, and they're just waiting on it. What are you waiting for? Release it. I need it now. Let me see what that update to the 3DS is all about. Blah, blah, blah. Version 11.15.0-47 has been released, and it offers quote-unquote stability. Doesn't that sound like every and any PlayStation update you ever gotten? Stability update. All right, so that's a quick little peruse around the web, searching in real time on my phone, finding articles, looking at them, reading them. Not much to really dive into, and it's really boring picking one article and diving into it, isn't it? So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Oh yeah, hit the like and subscribe and all that stuff. All right, you.